You know how people always say hard floors are better if you have allergies?
Right.
I have a friend, Sarah,
Okay.
and she totally ripped out all the carpets in her house because
Okay.
her partner has asthma.
Yeah.
And she was like, swore that it made a difference.
Right.
And honestly, I never really thought about it. But I was just like, yeah, carpets, dust bunnies, makes sense.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that maybe we've been getting it all wrong?
It's a classic assumption. But it is interesting because we have some research showing
Okay.
that with the right kind of upkeep and maintenance,
Okay.
carpets can actually be better for asthma and allergies than hard floors.
Wait, seriously,
Yeah.
hold on. You're telling me carpets, those things that, like, we vacuum religiously,
Right.
might actually be the better choice when it comes to, like, breathing easy?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So one of the things that we found that was really interesting
Okay.
was from the Asthma and Respiratory Foundation of New Zealand.
Okay.
Their research found that carpets can kind of act like a giant air filter for your room, trapping common allergens like dust mites, pollen, even pet dander,
Okay.
all those things that you're like, I don't want to breathe that in.
Right.
Get trapped in the carpet instead of floating around in the air.
Okay, now my mind is officially blown.
Yeah.
So how can carpets, those fluffy dust magnets, actually be a good thing for breathing?
Yeah.
Break this down for me.
It's kind of like this. You can almost picture the carpet fibers acting like a net.
Okay.
So instead of all those allergens being stirred up with every step you take.
Okay. They get caught in the fibers.
Okay.
Which means the air you're breathing is cleaner.
Okay, so we're not just talking about like a slight difference.
Yeah, no. We're talking a big difference.
Okay, give me the numbers.
So the German Allergy and Asthma Association
Okay.
did a study, and they found that rooms with carpets had 50 to 75% lower concentrations of airborne allergens
Wow.
compared to those with hard floors.
Wow, 75%.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's incredible. I would have never guessed. Okay, so it's not about what we see on the surface of the carpet.
Mhm.
It's about what's trapped inside those fibers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
The Asthma Foundation also found that carpets contribute to a more stable and comfortable temperature in a room, which can actually lead to less stress on your respiratory system. Okay, that makes sense. Consistent temperatures, less stress.
Yeah, no more icy blasts from cold floors in the middle of winter.
Right. All good things.
Hmm.
But, and I hate to be the voice of doubt here.
Sure.
What about dust mites?
Right.
Because I always thought those were like public enemy #1 when it came to carpets.
Yeah, dust mites are a concern for sure.
Right.
Which is why when we talk about carpets and allergies, that phrase properly maintained is really key.
Okay, so when you say properly maintain,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean?
Well, we're talking regular vacuuming with a HEPA filter
Okay.
is essential. So think of it like a weekly deep clean for your carpets, removing those dust mites and allergens really effectively. And the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America specifically recommends this as like, this is the routine you got to do to keep those dust mites in check.
So regular vacuuming, HEPA filter. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes me feel a lot better because I'm a huge fan of a good HEPA filter.
Right.
But, okay, hard floors, though. They're still good, right?
Well,
And a quick sweep and you're good to go.
let's not give hard floors a free pass just yet.
Okay.
Because even though they seem easier to clean, quick sweep and you're done,
All right.
they do come with their own set of downsides.
Okay.
One of those being that all those allergens, right, that we're talking about,
Yeah.
they're just kind of hanging out on the surface of the floor,
Oh, right.
just ready to become airborne with every step you take.
Ah.
So imagine, like, kicking up dust clouds with, like, a stampede of dust bunnies with every move you make.
Okay, you're not wrong. That visual is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Even for someone who, like, doesn't have allergies,
Right.
it's not great.
And then on top of that, you think about all those chemical cleaners
Oh, yeah.
that we often use on hard floors.
Right.
The EPA is becoming increasingly concerned about their impact on our indoor air quality as well.
Really?
Yeah, they're worried about something called VOCs, or volatile organic compounds,
Okay.
which can be really harsh on your lungs.
So it's like we're trading dust bunnies for, like, lung irritants?
Right.
I don't know if that's a better trade-off.
Exactly.
Really?
And there's one more thing.
Okay.
Believe it or not, those cold, hard floors
Yeah.
can actually be a trigger for some people with asthma.
Oh, really? I never even thought about that, but that makes sense. It
Yeah.
seems like no matter what kind of flooring you have,
Right.
maintenance is key, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not just about choosing a material and
Right.
calling it a day.
Yeah.
you got to take care of it.
Right.
And if you're going to go the carpet route, we're talking regular HEPA vacuuming is non-negotiable.
Okay.
We've got to get those dust mites out of there.
Right.
Plus, don't skimp on those deep cleans either.
So deep clean, you're talking like professional grade stuff.
Yeah, think like steam cleaning
Mm-hmm.
or even dry cleaning with specialized products.
Wow.
And then here's a little bonus tip.
Okay.
Keeping an eye on humidity levels can make a big difference too.
Really?
Because too much moisture, that can create a breeding ground for dust mites no matter how much you vacuum.
Humidity. Okay, now we're getting serious.
I know, right?
So it's like owning a car. Like, you wouldn't just put gas in it
Right.
and expect it to run forever.
Totally. It's like regular maintenance
Right.
is key to keeping things running smoothly.
Right.
And for carpets, that means like going the extra mile with the deep cleaning and the humidity control and all that.
Okay, you've convinced me.
No.
But let's say someone's listening to this
Yeah.
and they're like, all right, I'm going to give carpets another chance.
Okay.
What type of carpet are we even talking about?
That's a great question.
Like, are we talking shag carpets? Are we talking plush carpets? Those like super short ones?
Right.
I need some details.
So when it comes to carpets and allergies, simpler is better.
Okay.
The Asthma Foundation actually specifically recommends low-pile carpets.
Low pile.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So no need to like go full 70s retro with the shag carpet.
Probably not the best choice unless you're ready to really commit to that deep cleaning routine.
Right.
Because remember, low-pile carpets easier to clean
Mm-hmm.
because allergens just have fewer places to hide.
Okay.
And they're a breeze to vacuum.
Yeah.
Win-win.
All right. Low pile it is. No shag carpets for this allergy-conscious crew. So we busted some myths about carpets,
We did.
uncovered the hidden downsides of hard floors, and it seems like regular cleaning kind of reigns supreme.
It does.
Who knew?
It's amazing what a little digging can reveal, right?
Yeah.
We often hear these like blanket statements about what's
Yeah.
healthier. But oftentimes the reality is just, it's more nuanced than that.
Absolutely. This deep dive really makes you think about
Right.
what other like common health beliefs might be due for a reality check.
Right. Like what other seemingly obvious truths about our home environment
Right.
could we be getting wrong?
Yeah.
What could you go investigate further?
Ooh, that's a great question to leave our listeners with. It really makes you wonder what else we have totally backward.
It's true. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Right.
A good reminder we shouldn't just assume something's true just because everybody says so.
Exactly. So to wrap this up, the big takeaway here is carpets, not the enemy.
No.
In fact, they might actually be the underdog hero
Right.
in the fight against allergens. Who
Yeah.
knew?
As long as, like we said, you're holding up your end of the bargain with the cleaning and maintenance,
Right.
it's a partnership.
A partnership for cleaner air and healthier homes.
That's it.
And maybe a little less guilt about that, like, cozy carpet feeling.
Yeah,
I'm already feeling more relaxed.
there you go. And who knows, maybe this will inspire someone out there to finally tackle that long overdue carpet cleaning.
No, that would be a win-win. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us today. I know I learned a ton,
Of course, yeah.
and I'm sure our listeners did too.
My pleasure. Always happy to, bust some of those common myths,
Right.
get people thinking differently.
Exactly. And to our listeners, if this episode inspired you to rethink your stance on carpets, or maybe just like double check that HEPA filter, let us know.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning those assumptions.